What if one of the oldest stories humanity has ever told was never invented independently at all? Thousands of years before the internet, before books, before civilizations could even communicate with each other, people living on completely different sides of the world somehow came to the exact same terrifying conclusion about the moon. They believed it was alive. Not just a glowing rock in the sky, but a watcher, a god, a prison, a place connected to death itself. From ancient Japan to the Aztecs, from Norse legends to African folklore, cultures that never met each other created eerily similar myths about the moon, watching humanity, influencing human behavior, and demanding sacrifice. And the strangest part is that many of these stories contain the exact same symbols, the exact same warnings, and even the exact same fear. Tonight, we are going to uncover why nearly every civilization on Earth became obsessed with the moon, and the disturbing myth that somehow survived across all of them. Long before humans understood science, the moon was one of the most terrifying things they could witness. Imagine living thousands of years ago with no electricity, no explanations, and no understanding of the universe. Every night, the moon would appear overhead like an enormous glowing eye, silently watching from the darkness. Sometimes it looked full and bright enough to illuminate entire forests. Other nights it vanished completely, leaving the world in unnatural darkness. But the most horrifying moments came during lunar eclipses. Ancient people would watch in terror as the moon suddenly turned blood red, as though something in the sky had been wounded or consumed. Entire civilizations believed the world was ending whenever this happened. In ancient China, people believed a celestial dragon was devouring the moon, so villagers would bang drums and scream into the sky to scare the creature away. Meanwhile, the Vikings believed the moon was hunted endlessly by a wolf named Hati, who would eventually catch and consume it during Ragnarok, signaling the end of the world itself. The Maya believed eclipses were connected to death and divine punishment. While in parts of Africa, tribes believed the sun and moon were fighting each other in the heavens. Cultures separated by oceans somehow arrived at the same core idea. The moon was not passive. Something was happening up there, and humanity was somehow involved. One of the strangest patterns across mythology is that the moon was rarely treated as an object. It was treated as a being. Ancient civilizations constantly described it with human emotions, desires, and intentions, as though it were conscious. In Japan, the moon became deeply connected to mystery and the supernatural, through stories involving the lunar world and beings who did not belong on Earth. One of the most famous examples is Princess Kaguya from the ancient tale of the Tale of the Bamboo Cutter, where a mysterious girl descends from the moon and eventually returns there, revealing that the moon was imagined not as a dead place, but as another realm entirely. In Greek mythology, the moon was personified as Selene, a goddess who drove her silver chariot across the night sky every evening, silently observing humanity while mortals slept below. The Egyptians associated the moon with powerful gods connected to wisdom, time, and hidden knowledge. To them, the moon governed cycles beyond human understanding. Meanwhile, in Hindu mythology, Chandra, the moon god, was believed to influence emotions, fertility, and even the human mind itself. Different names, different civilizations, but the same idea repeated endlessly. The moon was alive, and whatever lived there had influence over Earth. One belief appears in almost every civilization on Earth, more consistently than almost any other myth. The idea that the moon changes human behavior. Even today, the word lunatic literally comes from the Latin word for moon. Ancient Romans believed prolonged exposure to moonlight could drive people insane. In medieval Europe, people claimed the full moon caused violence, sleepwalking, hallucinations, and uncontrollable behavior. Entire villages feared certain nights of the lunar cycle. But this belief existed far beyond Europe. In many indigenous traditions, the moon was tied directly to emotional imbalance and spiritual vulnerability. Certain nights were considered dangerous because the boundary between the physical and spiritual world supposedly became thinner beneath the full moon. The Aztecs believed the moon carried chaotic energy connected to sacrifice and blood, while some Southeast Asian legends warned that spirits became more active under moonlight. What makes this so strange is that these beliefs survived for thousands of years, despite having no connection to each other. Again and again, humanity arrived at the same conclusion: the moon affects us. And even now, despite modern science dismissing many lunar myths, millions of people still quietly believe they feel different during a full moon. Hospitals, police officers, and emergency workers have debated this phenomenon for decades. Even though studies remain controversial, the belief itself refuses to disappear. Because deep down, humanity never fully stopped fearing the moon. There is another disturbing pattern hidden across ancient myths. Many cultures believed the moon was connected to death, not metaphorically, literally. Some myths claimed souls traveled to the moon after death, before moving on to the afterlife. Others believed the moon trapped spirits, or acted as a gateway between worlds. In certain African traditions, the moon represented the cycle of dying and returning, forever disappearing and reappearing in the sky, like resurrection itself. The ancient Greeks connected the moon to Hecate, goddess of witchcraft, ghosts, and crossroads between worlds. In Slavic folklore, moonlight was often associated with spirits wandering at night. Even in modern horror stories, moonlight remains connected to transformation, danger, and creatures that lose their humanity. Werewolves only transform beneath the full moon. Ghost stories almost always happen at night under moonlight. And across fiction, the moon is constantly portrayed as something unsettling rather than comforting. It is fascinating that despite all our technological advancement, we still instinctively associate the moon with fear, as though those ancient myths never truly left us. There is one final idea that appears again and again throughout human history: the belief that the moon is watching us. Ancient people constantly described the moon as an eye in the sky. Poems, myths, and religious texts portrayed it as an observer, silently tracking humanity through the darkness. And oddly enough, even modern culture continues this idea. Movies portray the moon as mysterious and unnatural. Conspiracy theories claim it is hollow, artificial, or hiding something. Online discussions spiral endlessly about why Earth's moon is so unusually large compared to other planets. Because the moon has always felt different to humanity. Too perfect, too important, too present. For thousands of years, every civilization looked upward and felt the exact same thing. That strange glowing object, hanging over the night sky, was not just another part of nature. It meant something. The moon has inspired poetry, religions, horror stories, sacrifices, prophecies, and myths for longer than recorded history itself. Entire civilizations rose and collapsed beneath the same pale light that still hangs above us tonight. And despite everything humanity has learned about space, rockets, and science, the moon still feels mysterious in a way no other object in the sky does. Maybe that is why every culture created myths about it. Because no matter who we are or where we come from, every human being eventually looks up at the moon and wonders if it has been looking back the entire time.